Ma'am will start. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, can we start? Moshmi
Yes,
ma'am?
yes,
Yeah.
madam.
Good
Only
afternoon,
during
Yes, ma'am.
presentation. During my presentation, I can keep the camera off.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Then
ma'am.
again, I will put it on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome for our post-learn session for day 2. We have amongst us the eminent speaker for today's post-learn session, Dr. Moshmi Datta. On behalf of St. Francis Institute of Management and Research, I welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am is a professor and principal at Nagindas Khandwala College. She has over more than 28 years of experience. Ma'am has, to her credit, 3 patents which she has received in April 2022. To her international pursuit, to name few, she has presented the paper in Midlex University, UK, 2008, presented paper in Pennsylvania University, USA, 2010, presented paper in Princeton University, USA, 2011, part of the panel selected by Nagindas Khandwala College to visit King's College, New York, Elizabethtown College, and George Washington University, that is Washington, D.C., 2011. She has also presented paper in Bangkok University, 2012, presented paper in and selected by Nagindas Khandwala College to visit Florida University in Orlando, USA, 2013. Ma'am has organized more than 30 conferences, workshop, training programs at national and international level. She has headed some of the key positions such as coordinator IQAC since 2009, convener of attendance committee, coordinator of UGC add-on courses, management representative for ISO 9001 2015, coordinator for NAC accreditation, third cycle and fourth cycle, RUSA institutional coordinator, and many more. Ma'am is presently in charge principal at Nagindas Khandwala College. To name few of the accolades to her credit, she was the recipient to receive Best Researcher Award 2013 by EET, Award for Contribution in Research 2013 by Indus Foundation USA, National Building Award from Rotary Club 2020, the Real Superwoman Award for Ever Star India Awards 2020, the Excellent IQAC Coordinator Thakur Awards 2022. We welcome you, ma'am, and we request you to start your session
Yeah.
on today's topic, mapping of COs to POs. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. A small correction, madam, if you don't mind. I'm not the in charge principal. I'm the approved principal of Nagindas Khandwala
Okay,
College.
ma'am. So
Yeah.
sorry, ma'am. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much,
No
ma'am.
problem.
Yes.
No problem. And thank you for that elaborate biodata of mine. So, when I joined in, I saw, people are talking about POs and COs. So you already know how to develop POs and COs. But definitely you will find that there will be some repetition since I will be talking to you today about the mapping of POs and COs. So we have to do a bit of revision of what you already had in your first session, and then only we can move on to the mapping of POs and COs. So thank you very much, the organizers, for inviting me, and I'm really honored. And I will start by sharing my screen and putting my video off. And when the question answer sessions are there, I'll put my video on again.
Yes, sir. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yes, everyone can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am. We can see the screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I have taken it in presentation mode. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Sometimes I feel that when I am talking, when I'm talking, if you can use the chat box, or you can interrupt me and ask some questions. So it is always better. So our discussion, rather, discussion becomes much more vibrant. Will that be possible?
Yes, ma'am.
That will be possible. That will
Yes,
be nice.
ma'am. We request the
In
participants
advance.
to raise their hand in between by using the
Yeah, yeah,
emojis.
yeah.
So
Or
then I
yeah,
will call out the name. We can have that discussion,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, yeah. That will be very nice. So my today's topic is mapping of COs and POs. Now, my flow of presentation will be definitely, we will be starting with the introduction, and you have to excuse my bad voice today. Introduction and framework, which I think will be a repetition of what Sir has already spoken in the first session, because I need a platform, I need a base to be created, and then only we can go to proper matching, how to map PO and CO. Then we go to the assessment part a bit, and then the way forward, because you have the other speakers who will take you beyond PO and CO mapping. Now, actually speaking, this concept of PO and CO, which is a part of outcome based education, now we are all going through NEP 2020, and in NEP 2020, it is always said that you should have outcome based education. And in outcome based education, PO, that is program outcome, and CO, that is the course outcome, is very, very relevant. Now, this outcome based education is a very new concept for us. Actually, it started in the 19th century. This concept of outcome based education came in 19th century, and then it got rejuvenated in a real way. It started in 21st century. Now, what is so very special about this POCO? Why everyone is talking of outcome based education? Because it is very, very student centric teaching. If you remember our times, I have passed out in 90s. So in 90s, I remember a teacher used to come to the class, they used to teach, and they used to go. They never actually really wanted to find out whether the students, now we call them learners, whether the learners have really understood or not, or how they will apply or not. That was a system. It is not that they did something wrong, never. It was a system, that was a traditional mode of teaching. But now, under NEP, which speaks of outcome based education, which speaks of program outcomes and course outcomes, we have totally student centric teaching. That means we have shifted from teacher centric teaching to student centric teaching. Or rather, if I want to put in the right words, we have changed from teacher centric to learner centric. Not only that, whenever a teacher is teaching, he has the accountability. He has the accountability for teaching, and he also has the accountability for learning, whether the learners are really learning or not. That is why instead of talking about students, we call them learners. So this is the whole background of why this workshop, the FDP program, has been arranged. That is, outcome based education is in, and it is there to stay. That is why we all should understand this POs, COs, and all these buzzwords which has come in. As I just now said, whenever we speak of outcome based education, or you meet your colleagues from different colleges, or you meet your friends, everyone is talking of different buzzwords which are there: OBE, PSO, PO, CO, Bloom's taxonomy. That is really an in word now. Graduate attributes, PEO. So many words are just moving around. And to be very frank, many of us, rather most of us, do not understand the real meaning of this word, that what is this actually. OB is very, very systematic. If we understand it in a proper manner, it is very, very systematic. So today I will be restricting myself only to PO and CO. Let us understand the framework. I will interrupt for a minute. I hope I am clear. My voice is audible. My language is simple, and everyone across, my friends across the platform, is able to understand.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We request any of the participant also they can
Yeah,
respond.
Yes,
please.
ma'am.
That will be so nice. That will be
Yes,
very.
yes, yes. Very
Sir.
clear. Very
And
clear.
yes, very much audible. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Very
Yes.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, before we really jump into this mapping has a bit of numericals. So, whenever you have numericals, especially my friends from the humanities background or some of them from commerce background, even, we get puzzled. Numbers are not very attractive to most of us. But I'm sure after my session, you will see that although PO and CO mapping has some amount of numericals into it, but they're very, very easy, and very, very easily you can map them. So friends, before I go to that PO and CO mapping, let us understand what is a framework, why we are so interested to map this PO and CO. Now, this framework I'm showing you now, I will also show you at the end of my presentation. That time you will understand it much better than what are you doing now. But I will just explain you. Outcome based education is not an isolated thing. Outcome based education means everything in an institute is linked up in such a manner so that the student really gains knowledge. He really can apply his knowledge. He is totally ready for this 21st century. So, every one of you, every one of us are working in institutions, and in every institution, we have mission and vision. Yes or no, my friends? Yes or no, my friends?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
mission and vision. It is said before you go into POs and COs, we should develop PEO, that is Program Educational Objective. I tell you, PEO is not that inward. How many of you really know about PEO? Every one of us knows about POs and COs. But how many of you really know about PEO? Can anyone tell me yes or no? It's a discussion, my friends. We're just discussion.
Yes, ma'am. We know about it.
You know about it. Okay, so majority of you know about it. Fine. That becomes even easier. So we have mission and vision, which is related with PEO. PEO is reflected in our PO, that is a program outcome. Program outcome can also have program specific outcome. I will come to it later on. And every program outcome is also related with the course outcome. The program outcomes are also called graduate attributes, that is GA. All these things, POs and COs, there is continuous improvement. How continuous improvement is done? By developing curriculum. Although only autonomous institutions have the liberty to develop their curriculum, the affiliated university does not have. But majority of the institutions now are moving towards autonomy. So you, according to your program, according to your course, you will have to develop your curriculum. If you develop your curriculum, you will develop the teaching methods. You will also develop the learning activities. You will also develop you will also develop how you're going to do the assessment. After doing the assessment, you will also calculate the attainment. You will calculate the course attainment. You you will calculate the program attainment, and then you will calculate the institutional attainment. So friends, in outcome-based education, you start with vision and mission of the institute and you end with the outcome of the institute. I will be focusing today only on PEO, PO, and CO and how to map them. Before I go deeper into POs and COs, that is program outcome and the course outcome, just a quick reshuffle on what do we mean exactly by a program and a course. A program is a specialization. A program has many courses, that means subjects. There can be many co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. So a program contains many courses. A program contains many subjects. A program has subjects, co-curricular activities, and extracurricular activities. It is known as a program. For example, BCom is a program, BA is a program, BMS is a program. What is a course? A course is a paper. A course is a subject with specified number of credits or specified number of hours in a formal education. For example, in BCom program, the courses may be foundation course. The courses may be advertising. The courses may be financial accounting. The courses may be business economics. So this is the difference between a program and a course. Many a times you will see in many documents, still the concept of program and courses are not clear. When we are studying about, or when we are discussing about mapping of COs and POs, it is very, very essential for all of us to understand what exactly we mean by course outcome. Course outcome are later on, I've given examples as well. Now let us understand first the definition. Course outcomes are statements that describes what will be the learning achieved by a student after learning that course. Take, for example, in a paper of advertising, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the course outcomes. That means after learning the course called advertising, a student will be learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So that is a course outcome. Program outcome, they are narrower statements. After studying the whole program, what a student is expected to learn. That is at the time of graduation. Program educational objectives, they are the statements that a graduate from a particular college is expected to have. This can only be calculated 4 to 5 years after graduation. I will come to it when we decide it. That is program educational objective. Program specific outcomes. Some programs have specializations. So according to specializations, the program outcomes are also matched. Graduate attributes. They are the attributes which, when a particular student graduates, what he or she should have. That is a program outcome, and graduate attributes are all of the same. I request the participants to read these sentences once again and tell me whether you have understood or not, so that I can proceed later. I give you 2 minutes to read the sentences. Is it okay? Friends down the line, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Please read it once. Please and tell me.
Uh,
Yeah,
Ma'am,
finished? Yes.
I just wanted you to differentiate between POs and PSOs once again.
Yeah, I will come. I will come to that with examples. You have read this, no? I will come to it with
Yeah.
examples. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So you see, generally, we have got learning objectives and learning outcomes. Learning objectives means after, for a particular program, what will be the objectives? And outcome means after learning that program, what the students have learned. Learning objectives can be for a program, it can be for a course. For program, there is program objective. For course, there is course objective. Similarly, for learning outcomes, again, they can be for the program, for the course. For program, it can be program outcome or it can be program specific outcome. I will come to it with example, don't worry. And for course, it is course outcome. Program outcomes are known as POs. Program specific outcomes are known as PSO. Course outcomes are known as CO. Program outcomes are also known as graduate attributes. I repeat this. Here we have got two things to understand. Learning objectives and learning outcomes. Learning objective can be of the program, of the course. Program ka program objective, course ka course objective. This is simple. Learning outcomes, again, for the program, for the course. For the program, it is program outcome, program specific outcome. For course, it is course outcome. Program outcomes are also called graduate attributes. Now, we will be focusing on program objectives, program outcomes, and program specific outcomes. Take, for example, we are discussing about BMS program. So what is the name of the program? BMS. For BMS, we have program objectives. For BMS, we have got program outcomes. Program objectives means to provide, see, always it starts with to provide in-depth theoretical and practical knowledge, to provide exposure to real life, to equip the learners. That means after completing the program, what is the objective of the program? After completing the program, what are the qualities which the learner will get? So what is the objective of the program? Program outcome means what the learner will learn. The learner, so after completion of 3 years bachelor course, this is of the program. Program objectives will be of a program and program outcome will be of the learner. The learner will get comprehensive knowledge of management, marketing, finance. They will be able to identify problems. So what the learner will be able to do? Understand the difference between the two. Program objectives, what the program, what is the main aim of the program, and program outcome, what the learner will be able to do. Whenever you are writing program objective, you will have to write to provide, to equip. And whenever you will writing program outcome, you will have to write what the learner will get the knowledge. Here, program outcomes are more important than program objectives. Program specific outcome. BMS program, same. For BMS program, you have two specialization, for example. You have finance, you have marketing. So the program specific outcome of the finance, what will the learners learn? And program specific outcome for BMS marketing, what will the learners learn? So you see, the program is the same, but the specializations are different. As the specializations are different, the PSOs are also different. Everyone, did you get me? Everyone, did you get me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we have learned program objectives, program outcomes, and program specific outcomes. Now we will learn course objectives and course outcomes. For example, the program is BAF. The course is Business Communication 1. What is the course objective? That means after completing the course, what is the objective of the course? Course outcome based on learners. Always remember, outcome is based on learners. Course objective based on the course to develop awareness, to develop effective listening skills. But what do you mean by outcome? After completing the course, what the learner will be able to do? Understand the importance of communication, enhance the writing skills, analyze the various barriers, recognize. So your understanding, outcomes are always based on learners. Everyone, is it clear? Every one of you, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes,
If I go back once again, I just go back once. After all, we are teachers, no? We just try to repeat. It becomes much more easier for our mapping part. I just go back and do a reshuffle, fast reshuffle. Talking about learning objectives. Learning objectives can be of a program, of a course. For program, it is called program objective. For course, it is called course objective. That means after completing the program, what is the objective of that program? Of the course, what is the objective of the course? Learning outcomes is learner based. For program, for course. For program, it is program outcome and program specific outcome. For course, it is course outcome. PO, PSO, and CO. Program outcomes are also called graduate attributes. Everyone followed? It's absolutely clear for everyone?
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Now we are doing program objective, program outcome, program specific outcome. BMS program, program objective, program outcome. Program objective means of a program, what is the objective? Program outcome means after completing the program, what the learners will be able to do, outcome. Program specific outcome, BMS program may be having two specialization, finance and marketing. Program specific outcome of BMS will be, of finance will be different, of marketing will be different. Now course objective and course outcome, same thing. The program is BAS, different example. Course is business communication. Course objective means after completing the course, what is the objective of that course? Course outcome is learner based. After completing the course, what the learner will be able to understand. Till here, everyone has understood? Till here, everyone has understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this was just a revision of the first session. Every one of us know now how to develop PO, how to develop PSO, how to develop CO. Every one of us know. Now, only developing is not so important. After developing, you need to connect them to one another. Now we are connecting. We do not use the word connect. We use the word mapping. Let us map PO. Let us map PO and CO. Now, what is the setting process? See this. This is the setting process which has been accepted worldwide. Every college, as I said, has vision and mission. Vision and mission should be related with program educational objective. Program educational objective should be related with POs and PSOs. POs and PSOs should be related to COs. COs should be related with the curriculum. Curriculum should be related with the teaching learning process. Teaching learning process should be related with the assessment. Every one of you understood? This is the whole system of outcome-based education. This is the whole setup of the outcome-based education. Number one, vision and mission of the institute connected with PEO. PEO connected with POs and PSOs. POs and PSOs are connected with COs. COs are connected with curriculum. Curriculums are connected with teaching learning process. Teaching learning process is connected with assessment. I hope I'm clear. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now
Yes.
we are connected.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now we are mapping. We are mapping. What will be our first job? Mapping of PEOs with vision and mission. What will be the second job? Mapping of POs and PSOs with PEOs. What will be the third job? Mapping of COs and with POs and PSOs. When we connect all of them, we can say we have created a mapping. Let us first map vision and mission with PEOs. I will tell you with the help of an example. Example of PEO. For example, I'm running an MBA program. For an MBA program, I have developed PEO. You as an institute have to develop the PEO by matching the mission and the vision. Take, for example, the PEO is after a student graduates from a particular institution with a program of MBA, the student should be equipped with the requisite knowledge, skills, so and so. Number two, he should develop competent management. Number three, he should develop proactive thinking. Number four, he should harness entrepreneurial approach. So these I've said that these will be the program educational objective. Now I will have to map it with my mission and vision. See, you already know the vision and mission. You have to create a table like this. Create a table and you have to write it down vertically. Your PEO1 is to equip the students with requisite knowledge. Number two is to develop competent management. Number three is to develop proactive thinking. Number four is to harness entrepreneurial approach. Now you should write whether it is matching with your mission and vision or not. Now, practically, if you think, when you know the mission and vision, definitely your PEO will match. Yes or no? Yes or no, my friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you will not
Yes,
develop
ma'am.
a
Yes,
PEO which does
ma'am.
not match with mission and vision, but you have to document it. When you document it, you have to make a table like this. So everywhere I have written yes, 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 yes. That means the PEO which I have developed have been mapped perfectly with mission and vision. Now, my friends, if I go back to the slide of definition, I've told you that PEO can be measured only 4 to 5 years later. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
those who have,
Yes, ma'am.
you're coming from an institute, now everyone goes for NAC. Now, those who have gone for NAC and you have done the first criteria, in the first criteria, the last question talks about feedback of the curriculum. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Feedback of the curriculum means you have to get the feedback from the alumni. You will have to get the feedback from the students. You have to get the feedback from the employers. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
If in your questionnaire you put these questions that whether the students have proper skills or not, whether the students have right attitude or not, whether the students have management professionals or not, whether the students have proactive in thinking or not, whether the students have entrepreneurial approach or not, the entrepreneurs, the employers will give you some feedback. So from the feedback, you will understand whether your PEO has been achieved or not. Did everyone follow me? Did everyone follow me?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
any
Yes,
questions?
ma'am.
Anyone?
Yes. Yes. No, no. Yes. It's clear.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Now, I have mapped vision and mission with PEOs. Now the time has come to map POs and PSOs with PEO. Let us do it. Now, when I do this, you have to remember some levels of correlation. It is an accepted levels of correlation. This type of correlation first started in Buffalo University, and later on slowly many universities adopted, and India also we have adopted. Now, what are these levels of correlation? Friends, if there is no correlation at all, it can happen that the POs are not matching with POs at all, PEOs at all. It can happen. So you put 0. Low correlation, 1. Moderate correlation, 2. High correlation, 3. Remember, this mapping, the justifications, you have to justify. There is no proper rule. You have to justify your programs. So you just remember, there are 4 levels, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 means no correlation, 1 means low correlation, 2 means moderate correlation, and 3 means high correlation. If you see the chart here, in this chart, I am mapping POs with the PEOs. If you see vertically, I have written all the POs. Did you see? For any one program, you have, suppose in your institute, there are 6 programs, you will have 6 charts. All programs, because your PEO is same for everyone. Yes or no? PEO is one. PEO is same for every program. But according to the program, your program outcome varies. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes.
you will write vertically your program outcomes. Take, for example, there are 8 outcomes. I have written 8 outcomes. And horizontally, you will write the PEO. Remember, we have 4 PEO. See, the same PEO I'm writing so that you can understand. To equip the students with requested knowledge, to develop competent management, to develop proactive thinking, to harness entrepreneurial approach. It is the same. Now, let me see the first program outcome. What is the first program outcome? Ability to apply knowledge, skill, attitude to real life business. Map PO1 with PEO1. If you see, they are having very high correlation. They're matching very well. Yes or no? Yes or no? Friends?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
They're matching very well. So I'm putting,
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
putting
Yes,
3.
yes.
I'm putting 3. You have to justify every time. No, you have to justify yourself. 3. That is called high correlation. Same. PO1, I'm matching with PEO2. See, students, sorry, I'm so used to telling students, my colleagues, ability to apply knowledge to develop competent management professionals with strong ethical values. There is not so much matching of PO1 with PEO2. Did you see? Did you realize? Did you realize?
Skill, attitude, and reality.
Yes.
Yes, skill and ethical, it does not match. Yes, so I'm putting 1. There's nothing wrong in putting 1. There is nothing wrong. 1. So this is low correlation. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly,
Yes.
Yes.
similarly, PEO3 also is not matching so well. I've put low correlation. To harness entrepreneurial approach, it is going okay. So I've put moderate correlation. Did you see?
Skill sets. Okay.
Ma'am, can we ask a question here?
Please.
How do we judge the correlation? Like
That is
PO1.
judgmental. That is judgmental. You will have to check. It is judgmental. You have to justify yourself. See now, in low correlation, what is my PO1? To apply knowledge, skill, attitude to real life business. And what is PEO? To develop proactive thinking so as to perform effectively in the business dynamic socio-economic business ecosystem. It has got nothing to do with skill. It has got nothing to do with skill. Did you see?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is why it is 1. But if you see the third row, where PO3 is environment and sustainability, and over here also we are talking about environment and sustainability, ecosystem we are talking of. That is why I put 3.
Okay, ma'am. So it's purely judgmental. It's based on.
It is judgmental. See the second one, contemporary tool usage in business. There is nothing to use tool in to develop proactive thinking. So I put 0. There is no correlation at all. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to prove with all the POs and on vertically and the PEO horizontally. Each one of them you have to prove. Got it, everyone? I will give you more examples so that it will become much more easier. So friends, we have matched PEO with vision and mission. We have matched POs and PSOs with PEOs. Now the time has come to match COs with POs and PSOs. Yes or no? Yes or no? Friends, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the easy method. The easy method.
Yes, ma'am.
I will tell you the easy method, then I'll go to the numerical method. Take for example, I'm doing it for BCom. BCom has, take for example, 6 program outcomes. See on the top, I've written 6, PO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. For semester
Yes.
1, for semester 1, I have got 7 subjects, 7 courses. Yes or no?
Yes.
7, say BC, BSFC. Yes or no?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Yes.
maybe BC is not going with PO1 at all, not going with PO2 at all, not going with PO3 at all, not going with PO4 at all, but it is going with PO5. I put a star. Here, I'm not putting any number. I am just putting a star wherever it is matching. But this is a very crude method. We generally have to put numbers. Did you understand, every one of you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a very
Yes,
crude
ma'am.
method. The same thing I'm doing with the number. I hope everyone is understanding, my friends there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm doing with numbers. See, I'm doing with numbers. BC, PO1, no correlation, 0. PO2, 0. PO3, 0. With PO4, somewhat low correlation, 1. PO5, 3. That means it is having high correlation. PO6 again 0, no correlation. Same subject wise, each one of them I have put. Did you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this also
Yes,
judgmental,
yes.
ma'am? Here also, do we use the judgmental strategy?
Everywhere it is judgmental. I will
Okay.
tell you how to write those judgmental also, step by step. I will tell you. Till here you have understood, na?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Till
ma'am.
here, I will tell you how to write these judgmentals. I will tell you. Now you see this. See this. For example, you have got course outcome. A course outcome for a particular course, you have got how many? 6 folds, 6 units. You have got 6 units. Now the 6 units, each unit will have an outcome. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
For a particular course,
Yes.
you have got 6 units. Each unit will have an outcome. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This outcome will relate with the level of learning. You know, a sir was already explaining you about Bloom's taxonomy. He was explaining you about Bloom's taxonomy. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So understanding is your level 2. Understanding is your level 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 The second unit. Second unit this is your course outcome. This is your outcome of that unit. Again, it is dealing with which one? Understanding. So L2. So you're writing L2. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, see, third unit. You're writing L4. That means it is dealing with level 4. Analyze. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Did you
Yes,
get
ma'am.
it? So
Yes, ma'am.
for a particular, what happened? Wait. For a particular course also, you can write down for every fold, you can write down the outcome. For every fold, you can also write down the levels. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you see, now every one of you know the 6 levels, the 6 levels of Bloom's
Yes.
taxonomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remembering,
Yes.
understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Now, I never knew that sir will be covering it. So I have made 2 to 3 slides to make you understand. I will just do it fast. Now, generally, when you are developing a curriculum under Bloom's taxonomy, Bloom's have said that you need 3 things to develop a good curriculum. You need your brains. Definitely your brains are required. That is called cognitive domain. You need your heart, it is called affective domain. You also need your hand, which is called psychomotor domain. So when there is a proper combination between cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, you develop a proper curriculum. And these levels which we are talking of now, remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating, all of it are dealing with cognitive domain. All of them are dealing with cognitive.
Hello, ma'am.
Audible here.
You're
Hello,
developing.
ma'am. It is not there. Yeah. Now.
Hello, Moshmi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Now we can.
Yeah. Suppose you are developing a curriculum according to Bloom's taxonomy and your topic is lemon. How will you develop this? Simple thing. You bring lemon in the class. You tell the students that the name of this this is lemon. The color is yellow. The color is light green. The size is roundish. The taste is sour. So you are telling the students that they have to remember certain things. As soon as they see the lemon, that they are remembering certain things. So when you are developing your curriculum, the first stage, the first thing, concepts which you give, which should help them to remember certain things. Number 2, you tell the students that this lemon yellow color has come from the vitamin C. So they understand, they start understanding lemon. So your second unit should be such which you tell something, you bring such concepts which helps them to understand the subject. Thirdly, you tell the students that if you boil this lemon with water and give it to a sick person, he will feel better. So what is the curriculum telling you? The curriculum is telling you that they can have some applications. So your third or fourth unit of the curriculum should be such where some such concept should be taught where they can apply their mind, always apply their mind. Then you go much deeper. You tell the students that this lemon sometimes contains pesticides also. So you are asking them to analyze. So you should include now such concepts in your curriculum which helps the students to analyze. Then you tell the students that it is not only lemon which has vitamin C, oranges also has vitamin C, but maybe the price of orange is much more higher than price of lemon. So they start evaluating. So bring in such concepts, whichever subject you are teaching, whichever curriculum you're developing, which helps them to evaluate. Lastly, you tell the students that from this fruit, this lemon, you can even make a lemonade. So they're creating the lemonade. So maybe in your curriculum, you put such topics at the end which helps them to create. Generally, my friends, in the UG level, we try to keep it till analysis. But in PG level, you go up to creating. But this was already done. But since I was doing CO, I thought of incorporating this slide. Now, as I said, my courses, each course, I am now mapping with the program. A program contains many courses. I am taking one course. That course is having 6 units. How many units it is having? How many units it is having?
6 units.
6 units.
6 units.
And how many program outcome it is having?
6.
6.
So from each unit of the course, each fold, I am mapping with each program outcome. Did you see? Did you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The first one, PO1,
Yes, ma'am.
high correlation, I put 3. PO2, nothing is there. I put dash, that means 0. PO3, I have got low correlation, I put 1. Then PO4, nothing is there, 0. PO5, nothing is there, 0. PO6, I have put 1. So from every fold, I have mapped the program outcome. Did you see now? Did you see?
Yes, ma'am.
I add up and divide it by 6. I get the average. So my average tells me what? This course with PO1 has got 3 correlation. That means high correlation. With PO2, 0 correlation. With PO3, correlation is 1.8. PO4, 0. PO5, 0. PO6, 2.2. Instead of making it fold wise, you can even do fold wise. But I am going inner and inner. Did you understand? Every one of you, did you follow?
Yes.
Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am.
Are you finding it confusing?
No. Clear it is.
I will again
No.
No,
I will
ma'am.
twice.
Okay, very clear.
We will do a revision. See, again in different ways. I'm doing. Somebody asked me judgmental. How do I do the justification? See, here I've made the justification. See here. This is the course fold 1. This is the course and fold 1. With PO1, it is highly correlation 3. How do I write the justification? Strongly mapped. As the students will be able to gain comprehensive knowledge. So you can write down, why do you think it is strongly mapped? I put 1. You can write down slightly mapped. Again 1, slightly mapped. Again 3, strongly mapped. If there is no correlation at all, you can write down no correlation at all. So this way you can write down. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Once you do it, it will be easy. But once you see it, no, it looks tough. But if I share my PPT and you try to apply it, it will be easy.
We won't write a negative correlation because we are writing
No.
slight.
Don't write negative. Don't write. It becomes too complicated. Write 0. No correlation. Okay. Again, see, COPO matrix, same thing. I've written all the COs. I've written all the POs. I have mapped it. This will be your chart. According to every course of every program should have a chart like this. If your program contains 7 courses, for 7 courses, you should have a program. You should have a chart like this, a sample copy. Did everyone understand? See the copy again. See it again.
Ma'am, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Again, for this also COPO mapping, we are, it's just a judgmental, means the terms involved in our CO and the terms, important terms, which are mentioned in PO. So based on that, this mapping is done.
Yes.
Correct, ma'am?
Okay. And then you can write down strongly mapped, slightly mapped, moderately mapped, and no mapped. Okay.
Ma'am, in relation to that statement of yours of slightly mapped, moderately mapped, how would you quantify that?
I've been telling you that only, no? I've been telling you if it is 3, that means high correlation. That means strongly mapped. If it is 1, it is low, that is slightly mapped. If it
So
is
in
2,
terms of yeah, so in terms of justification, if we have to say, okay, it is slightly mapped. So then when you how do you say like it is slightly mapped? What do you mean by slightly mapped?
yeah,
So
that means mapping is very less. It is not necessary with all the POs you will have strongly mapped.
got it, got it.
Got it, na?
No, he's not clear.
Clear? No, it is. I will go back again. I'll just go back again.
It's clear with me.
It becomes much more clearer. Yeah. See, I'm starting from the setting again. Okay.
உங்களுக்காகவே திருப்பி தொடங்குறாங்க வாங்க.
Very fast, huh? Vision and mission. POs and PSOs, CO, curriculum, teaching learning process, assessment. First is vision and mission with PEO. Then is PO and PSOs with PEOs. Then is COs with POs and PSOs. I'm mapping PEO with vision and mission. This is my PEO. I've written the PEO and I'm writing whether it is mapping, whether it has been matched or not. PEO can only be taken, calculated by feedback, and it can only be done after 4 to 5 years of graduation. PEO with POs and PSOs, I have to use correlation. No correlation 0, low 1, moderate 2, high is 3. So when I write the justification, if there is no correlation, you just write no correlation. If I'm using the term 1, you can write that very low correlation is there. When I'm writing 2, you can write moderate correlation is there. And if I write 3, either you write high correlation or you write strong correlation. This is, first of all, suppose you have 25 programs in your institute, you will have 25 charts, because each chart for each program. Each program will be mapped with PEO. PEO on the horizontal side, POs on the vertical side. You will put the numbers. I'm mapping now PO, PSOs with COs. This is the crude method. I'm not going into it. This is the original method. For example, BCom. BCom in the semester wise I have to do. I have got seven courses in semester 1. These are I have got 6 programs. So each program, each courses, I will match whether it is going with the program or not. So it will range from 0 to 3. Even for the course, for each fold, you can have outcomes, course outcome. And each fold will also go with a particular level. This level will come from Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy uses brains, heart, hand for setting up a curriculum. We are using the cognitive level, the 6 cognitive levels. These are the 6 cognitive levels. I've just explained how to develop a curriculum with the help of a lemon. So suppose you're doing it with a course and a program. A course has got 6 fold. Each fold, you will map it with the program outcome. And then you will find the average. The average will give you the mapping of course and program. You can write down the justification in this manner. This chart will look for every course of the program. You will develop a chart like this. You will write down the course outcome. You will write down the program outcome. And then you will put the numericals according to your judgment from 0 to 3. So we see your PEO matches with the vision. The PO matches with PEO and your CO matches with PO. Am I correct? The summary? Everyone has followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. This is the course. Each fold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each fold has got some outcome. I've written the outcome. For each outcome, I've written down the cognitive level, which level of Bloom's taxonomy. Then, from each fold, I have written down which program outcome it is matching. And then I found out the average. Did you see? Did you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And then when I've put 3, I've written down why did I put 3, justifications. If I put 3 again, why 3? If I put 1, why 1? Justifications are written. So this will be a whole thing. Got it? For every program, every course, this way you should do. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So there will be many course outcomes. Many course outcomes will merge into program outcome. Program outcomes are known as the graduate attributes. Your program outcomes should go with the PEO, and your PEO should match with the mission. This is the whole summary of PO and PSO's mapping. Got it? Everyone?
Ma'am,
Yes.
there's just one query. Usually most of the colleges would be following the university under which they are affiliated, and the syllabus comes from that particular university. So the course outcomes would also be defined by the people from the university who are setting the syllabus.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So we have to like hard fast
stick. You have to follow, because in an autonomous institute you can develop your own curriculum and you can develop. But you know, this POs and COs, once it is coming there, the numerical part you can do on your own.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think there is a session on attainment. The attainment level also calculation you can do on your own, because the attainment level calculation will depend upon your results. Right. Internal and external, that also you can do. Definitely for an affiliated university, affiliated colleges, there are limitations because you do not have a say in the COs and POs.
Right. So basically we have to stick to the COs which the course developer has.
Obviously, which the university, say for example, affiliated college of Mumbai University, you will have to follow the COs and POs which they are given. But numbering wise, linking, mapping wise, you can do that.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are going for NAC, they will ask for mapping, na?
Yes.
So this you can do.
Okay.
Ma'am, I want to clarify one thing. In terms of, you had mentioned about PO and PSO, and PSO specifically when you're having specializations, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So now for MBA, we have in the first year where all the subjects are common, irrespective of the specialization. And then in the second year, you then divide the students as per the specialization.
Yes.
So in this case, in the first year, we follow PO-CO mapping, and then in the second year, we follow PSO-CO mapping.
PSOs with COs. Because every PSO will have a different CO.
Right.
So you will not write PO, CO and PO that time. You will write CO and PSO.
Okay, fair.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Now see, if you see again I will come to the questions. I will finish this. If you see the whole background here, if you can see the diagram, see the first step, developing the program outcome. Then you develop the courses, that is the subjects. Each course has got units, folds, that is folds, either 4-fold, 5-fold, 6-fold, whatever it may be. So what are you doing first? You are mapping the PO with the COs, or you're mapping the every fold of your CO with the POs, and then you're making the question bank, right? Yes or no? You're making a question bank. So you are writing there, your question bank is related with your course outcome, program outcome, graduate attributes. Not only that, you also have different types of assessment. Your program, your outcome-based education talks about assessment also. Different courses can have different types of assessment. Some for Your internal assessments can be different. For some courses, it can be a project. For some courses, it can be a group discussion. For some courses, it can be an assignment. So this is the whole nature of the outcome-based education, where you have the PO setup, you have PEOs, you have mission and vision, you have the courses have the folds, and then there is a question bank. The question banks are also related with your course outcomes and program outcomes, and you have got different types of assessment sets. You have different types of question papers also, depending upon Bloom's taxonomy. You can always make your own rubrics where you can say from the first level of knowledge, how much percentage of marks will be there in your paper, from understanding how much marks will be there. So you can develop that on your own. Again, madam, as you said, for an affiliated college, you do not have this liberty. Only you have this liberty for an autonomous institute. So if I see the OBE framework now, so every institute, you will tell me yes or no. Every institute has mission and vision, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. With that PO, with that PO and PSO and CO. Okay, then continuous improvement, and then the attainment level. When the whole thing is done, you have reached the OBE framework. So you see, it is only PO and PSO mapping or PO and CO mapping becomes very abrupt. You should always have mapping with your vision and mission, with your program education objectives, with your program outcome, course outcome, develop your own rubrics, develop your own teaching methods. So what is the way forward here? The way forward is that this is a new type of framework which has come. But even today, the awareness is very, very low. We as educators, we really have to understand. Now, today I have come here, I have spoken, and I will go. That is not the end. Unless and until you really take one course and you take a program and do it, you will not be able to understand it better. Yes or no? Yes or no, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You have to do it. You have to. So, you just cannot throw away the traditional approaches. And you have to accept this new methods, definitely. But at the same time, you have to accept it very, very slowly and steadily. And then only the full system will be able to stay. So this new student, when we are talking of a student, everything is very, very student centric. When we are talking of the student, we know the linkages very well. We even try to map a student after the student has passed out with PEO. We really understand that what the students have achieved and what we have taught them. So this new system is there to stay, and we all have to understand this mapping very, very well. I think I'm able to give justification to my POs and COs. And if anyone needs any help while developing this, I'm always ready to be there. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question here, ma'am?
Please ask me. I'll just stop sharing now. 1 second.
Yeah.
Please ask me. It's open for discussion.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
I'll just close this.
Yes.
What's wrong with this? 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, as you rightly said that for the colleges which are affiliated to the university, the course outcomes will be provided by the university. Am I right, ma'am? Or can we reduce the course outcomes for the subjects that we are teaching?
No, don't do that.
So I have a small query. Where do we find, because the syllabus that we have got shows all learning objectives.
You can ask your BOS chairman.
Yeah.
Respective subject BOS chairman will be having it, because now when you're going for NAC, you really need them.
Yes, ma'am. That's the query I had, because otherwise, as a subject, if I'm supposed to follow what the university has given, then from where actually from
Because
whom should I take those
when the
COs
curriculum
and
is
POs?
coming, when the curriculum is coming from the university, madam, they should
Yeah.
provide you with the program outcome and the course outcomes.
Okay, thank you. Otherwise, I should get it from the BOS chairman, right? We can ask
You
them.
can contact BOS chairman. He must be having it, you know.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thanks for
Ma'am, can
thanks.
you please stop sharing your screen?
Oh, I did not. Wait, 1 second. I'm so sorry. One second.
Not a problem, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Dr. Saira. Can I ask you something? Hello, Moshmi ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, actually, we have, I'm from KPB Hinduja College and we have adopted autonomous from this year. And we have been told that only 10 to 15% change in this KPB Hinduja College, ma'am. Hello?
Yeah, one
Am I
second.
audible?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have been told that since it's the first year of our autonomous and NAP is also coming. So ma'am has told us we have got the guidelines like 10 to 15% change in the syllabus you should do. But then looking at the NAP, it becomes very difficult for us to only change that much percent. So can you suggest on that?
Yeah, because credits have changed. Credits have changed. It's only in the discipline specific you have got three credits. Which subject you are coming from, madam?
Ma'am, I'm from commerce and financial market is the specialization course which I had.
Okay. So commerce will always in a BCom program, commerce will be a discipline specific. So it will be of 3 credits. It will be of 3 credits, madam.
Yes.
It will be of 3 credits because it is a major subject, no? So there you may not change much. There you may not change much. But for other subjects like EVS, mathematics and statistics, you have to reduce the syllabus because they're all becoming 2 credits now.
Yeah, ma'am, that's what. So I just wanted your suggestion and guidelines on that. So I can suggest in the board of studies.
Maybe all principals are waiting for the notifications to come. Now we have just we have made our curriculum framework and submitted. We are just waiting for the notification from the university. That is why she has told you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. We have Professor Pramila.
Yeah, in my case also it was same as Saira madam with regards to NEP and the credits, which has been already.
Because it's a total topsy-turvy now.
Yes, and as the principals and coordinators are kindly having their meetings this week, I think it will be coming out.
Because the first year, second and third year, there is no problem. But the first year, so we are in a problem now.
Yes, ma'am. That was the same thing I wanted to ask. Thank you. Very fabulous session, ma'am.
Thank you.
Lots of insights. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Dr. Usha Kumar here.
Yeah.
We are talking about the graduate attributes. That means we are measuring after they graduate, 3 or 4 years later.
No. Graduate attributes we are not measuring. We are measuring the education objectives, program education objectives after 3 to 4 years. Graduate attributes are same as program attributes, program outcomes.
Okay, fine. Now, when we do that after a span of 3 or 4 years, the curriculum which, for example, the curriculum which Mumbai University comes up, it has not been revamped for years together. So how do you correlate that?
Madam, what is it said, if you read, you're coming from which college?
Management. I'm from GNVS IOM.
Okay. Did you go for NAC?
Yeah.
You have gone for NAC. If you have read the SOPs of NAC, it says that whatever feedback if you have received and you have received the curriculum from the university, in that case, you produce a document where the feedbacks are sent to the university. Okay, so you have a proof. You cannot go to the university and take a paper and change it.
Yes.
So what they want to prove that you have got a feedback. Your feedback, take for example, with due respect to everyone, example says that the curriculum is not matching. The students are not performing well with this curriculum. The students are not industry friendly. Suppose they have said like that. So you as a college are supposed to document this and send it to the university BOS.
Okay.
And just take a OS copy and keep it with you. And you have sent it. Now it is the ball is in their court to change it or not. But if you're an autonomous institute, instantly you have to change your curriculum.
Yeah,
Which
at an
the
autonomous
right
institute, yes. But when you are
It is
affiliated to a
easy.
university, it takes time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you so
takes
much.
time.
Yes, any more participants? Any queries? Any other questions? I guess with there were no more questions, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Dr.
Can
Ragini.
I
Yes,
just
Dr. Ragini.
wanted to, can ma'am have a small revision on that taxonomy? Just a mind, like, no, in couple of minutes. That could be
What
of
did you
great
say?
help.
I'm not able to get you. You want something?
Yeah, just like that Bloom's taxonomy, no, if you could just revise a bit.
I will tell you. I will tell you. I have another PPT. I will tell you. I will tell you. Can I share another PPT for 2-3 minutes? Dr. Nikita, do you have time? I have time.
Yes, ma'am. We can have another
Yeah,
5
yeah.
minutes, ma'am. Yeah.
1 second. 1 second. I'll just share. Huh? Give me a second. Okay. I'll just take out my another PPT. 1 second. Give me a second. I will tell you. मैडम को बोलो मैडम 5 मिनट में हो जाएगा. I have a bad throat. No, it is coming in between. Madam, can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll just, because it is for some other college. 1 second. Bloom's taxonomy. I'll be fast, okay? Dr. Nikita has given me 5 minutes.
Yes,
See,
ma'am. No issue.
Bloom's taxonomy. Now, it is when we are developing a curriculum, we need we are developing on Bloom's taxonomy. Now, Bloom's taxonomy means a classification which was given by Bloom. Okay, classification, because whenever you're developing a curriculum, you give me one topic, I will give you another topic. This way, aisa hota nahi hai. There should be some way, some proper process by which a curriculum has to be developed, right? No. Now, as I said, Bloom said that you need 3 things to develop a curriculum. Your brains to chahiye na, then only you can understand now what to put and what not to put. If I don't have brains, for geography, I will put psychology. So, to chalta nahi hai. So I need to have brains. Definitely, I need to have heart. I need to have hand. I'll tell you the reason. So these 3 things are needed: head, heart, and hand. If you utilize these 3 things in coordination, you can really develop a very good curriculum. Now see, I'll not go here. So in 1956, first of all, Bloom's gave this, he was dealing with brains only. He developed these 6 steps. They're all nouns: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Okay, then in 2001 he changed it. He said that it will be verbs now. So your first step of when you develop a curriculum, you should develop such ideas which will help a student to remember. Second, develop such ideas which will help the student to understand. Third, develop such ideas which will help a student to apply. See, my friends, it is becoming tougher and tougher. In the first topic itself, you cannot give a case study. Can you give a case study in the first topic?
No, they won't understand.
No, you have to teach them the concept, right? Then you give them some concepts dealing with analysis, then evaluating, then creating. Maybe no, you can give case studies for evaluating and for creating. You give them a case study and you ask them to evaluate the case study. Now it depends upon subject to subject. Or if it is a scientific subject, you can give them an experiment and ask them to create. Now, if it is a management subject, maybe you give them a case study and give them another idea and ask them to develop it as a case study. So you are asking them to create. So always remember, when you are developing the curriculum, you should start from very basic, which will help them to understand and remember, and then slowly it should come to create. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes. See, I gave you this example of a lemon, okay?
Yeah.
Now see, at the same time, you should have, you should give a place for your heart also. Now take for example, you are a chemistry teacher. You are developing a curriculum of chemistry. Now in a curriculum of chemistry, you teach the students how to make explosive. Now, through your curriculum, you should also teach the students that you are teaching them to make exclusives, but they should know where and when such exclusives are to be used. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Agreed. The utility aspect.
The utility aspect. So that comes from the heart. That does not come from your brain, right?
Yes.
Am I right? Yes. Now, Bloom's talks about psychomotor domain. That means what? When you now NEP also talks the same thing. A person who is learning should also know how to wash a car. Okay, so maybe your syllabus should, your curriculum should be flexible enough. Your syllabus should be, should be such that some part of activities are also there. This is what is meant by Bloom's taxonomy in short.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, stop sharing, otherwise, yeah.
I guess we don't have any more questions. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I hope I'm
for
able to
your-
give justice to the topic.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
We could see in the chat also, people have indicated it was very informative and
I
wonderful
cannot see
session.
the chat box. I cannot see the chat.
Yes, ma'am. Chat box you will not be because you have joined as meeting guest. We have given you
Okay.
login ID password also for the
Okay.
registered one. Yeah,
No
but
problem.
ma'am, we will share the feedback with you.
No
And
problem.
yeah, so thank you, ma'am, so much on behalf of St. Francis Institute
Thank
of
you so much.
Management and Research for
Thank
this
you so much.
collaborative program which we are doing in association with GAD-TLC. It
Thank
was
you so
really wonderful session, and we all have got lot of insights how to do the mapping of our COs, how to frame COs rather, how to do the mapping of it. You have cleared a lot of doubts of each of our fellow members attending this workshop, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Sachala.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Moshmi ma'am. Smita just doesn't here.
Yeah. Okay.
With this, we come to the end of our day 2, session 2 FDP program. We request the participants all to get connected sharp at 3 o'clock because we will be giving you all certain guidelines with regards to your project submission and 2 assignments which you all need to submit. Also, we will be giving you all the guidelines about the quiz which you all need to submit. The evaluation pattern is 40 marks quiz, 15 marks to assignments, and project 30 marks. All these together makes 100 marks. So we will be elaborating the detailed guidelines on the same. So expecting everyone to kindly get connected 3 o'clock sharp. Also, just one small announcement. Tomorrow's morning session 10:30 to 12:30 session would take place via Zoom platform. We will be sharing with you all the meeting ID on your respective registered ID to get connected on the Zoom platform. Only for that session we are having through Zoom. And again, post-lunch session, we will be back to our Teams platform. So we are all learning as in blended platform now, mix of the platforms we are using for our FDP. Also, we have shared the feedback link at your registered ID as well as in chat box. Whichever way you all are comfortable, you all can give the feedback. Thank you so much. Yes, Professor Suresh, you have raised your hand. You have any query, sir? Hello, Professor Suresh. Okay, yes, we will be sharing the PPTs, resource material of all the resource person. If they permit us to share with you all, we will be sharing it by the end of the day. Also, we will ensure to share the recordings with you all. Once again, I'll announce that tomorrow's morning session, 10:30 to 12:30, would take place via Zoom platform. And post-lunch session, again, we would get connected to our Teams. This channel same, and same link to get connected in Teams platform every day where we all get connected. We'll just wait for another minute or two. Then we'll start with our submission of the assignments and about the quiz also. Okay. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back for our session. I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Yes.
we will be sharing this Google form with all the participants via mail. As informed earlier, there is 40 marks quiz which the participants need to appear, which we will be elaborately discussing with all the participants in due course of time. Apart from that, the participant needs to submit 2 assignments, that is assignment 1 and assignment 2, and a project of 30 marks. So quiz of 40 marks, assignment 1 of 15 marks, assignment 2 of 15 marks, and project of 30 marks. This total makes 100 marks. When we share this Google form, this is the particular details which each participant needs to fill. Email ID, when I say your personal email ID, you need to put your name of the participants as you have provided in your registration form and as you need on your certificate. Institute college name as you have provided in your registration form. Please put only institute name, not the address. Your mobile number, participant number as per the Excel sheet which we have shared with you all, wherein we have mentioned final participants list. However, we are going to share that Excel sheet again with you all along with this Google form. And you can see there are 3 uploads here. That means when you are ready with all these 3 things, then only you can upload. So first is upload project, which we will be explaining y'all. My colleague, Dr. Smita, coordinator with me for this FDP program, she will be explaining y'all what we expect in the project which a participant need to do. Second is upload assignment, and third is again upload assignment 2. So we will be explaining y'all what are the requirements which needs to be uploaded in these particular tabs, and then your learning outcomes from this project and assignment, and you need to submit this. The last date for the submission for this is 22nd of Feb 22nd of May, sorry, 22nd May 2023. That is the time limit given. We have slightly given you all more time. Post the completion of the FDP, 10 days window is open for you all so that you can get some time, and it is, justice with the FDP program so that you can implement in this assignment and in this project. I hope this is clear with all the participants so that my colleague, Dr. Smita, explains you all. She will share her screen one by one. First with the assignment 1, followed by assignment 2, followed by the project. And at one go only, we will be receiving all these 3 from each of our participants. I hope this is clear with all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sending that
Yes.
on mail, right?
Yes, ma'am, on mail only. Everything on mail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Natika ma'am. Good afternoon to all the participants of the faculty development program. So this is the template for the assignment 1. We have been learning about framing course outcomes, mapping to the program outcomes, and this has to be included in our course plan when we adopt outcome-based education in our institute for a particular subject. So here, the assignment 1 is nothing but creation of a course plan with respect to including course outcomes, mapping to the program outcomes. So here we begin with the name of the participant, name of the institute, mobile number, email ID, and the participant number. These are the same details that you will include in your Google form as indicated by Dr. Natika. And then we start with the template for the course plan. So here you have to first begin with the name of the institute with your logo, and then the title of the document, that is the course plan. Then the respective details of your course, that is the name of the subject. Your course refers to subject. So name of the subject, any course ID, which is indicated by the University of Mumbai or any other affiliating university of your institute. Then the semester program, now ours is a management program, so it would be MMS first year, second year, and the academic year, that is 22-23. The batch, name of the faculty, contact number, and email ID. So this is the first cover page, and then a brief description of your course, like what is the course all about, and then the course objectives, And then you have the course outcomes. Now, this has been reinforced today by both Dr. Bole as well as Dr. Moshmi. And then we have, when you frame your course outcomes, when you use action verbs, you have to indicate what is the level of Bloom's taxonomy along with the level ID. So we have 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. We will be using the revised BLT level, the revised Bloom's taxonomy. So based on the revised Bloom's taxonomy, the respective level ID. Like when you start from remember, so remembering is the first level, so the level ID is 1. Understanding is level 2. Apply is level 3, analysis is level 4, evaluation is level 5, and the create is level 6. So accordingly, based on the levels, you have the level ID 1 to 6. And then you have the course outcomes. Okay. And then you have to map it to your program outcomes. Now, as being a management college, the program outcomes have been given by NBA. So if your institute has adopted outcome-based education, there would be program outcomes of your respective program. So kindly take those program outcomes and map it to your course outcomes of your subject. And then we have the assessment level. And now coming to the evaluation criteria, continuous internal evaluation, term end examination. Okay. And what are the components of internal evaluation? So it can be either midterm test, class participation, projects, presentation, assignment, viva. It can, or case study. It can be any one of the tools of CIE as adopted by you for your subject. And then you have the session. So here you have to write the objectives of each and every session. Okay. And the topics taken by you for each session, the reference, that is the preparatory reading material. Either it can be any case study, or it can be the PPT prepared by you, or it can be the notes circulated by you to your students, or it can be any reference of any textbook with the page number. And what is the pedagogical tool used? Now, pedagogical tool can be a chalk and talk, where we use a whiteboard and explain to the students, or it can be a PowerPoint presentation, or it can be a group discussion in the class, or it can be a case study method, or it can be a blended learning by students. And next, experiential learning. Now this experiential learning, it could be a guest lecture organized by you, or a project based learning given to you by students, or it can be a field study or a field survey, or it can be visit to any of the industries for your particular program, an industrial visit. So this is the experiential learning. And then the textbooks that you use, the reference books, the recommended online MOOCs, any platform, either Coursera, Swayam, EDX, and any reference sites and the further reading material. So this is the template for your particular program. Now, accordingly, we have created a template for a management subject, that is security analysis and portfolio management. Okay. So here, based on the template, the data has been filled simultaneously for the subject. So here we have the name of the course number, semester, program, batch, name of the faculty, the contact number, and the email ID. Okay. And as I told you in the beginning, we need to have the logo of the institute with the name of the institute. And then you have the course overview. Okay. Now this course overview is very big. You could restrict it to maybe 4 to 5 sentences, not more than that. Okay. So we have the course overview, which is a description of the course. And then you have the course objectives. Now, ours is a university affiliated program. So the course objectives are given by the University of Mumbai. So if any of you are from an affiliating program, you can take the course objectives from your university syllabus. So these are the course objectives given by the University of Mumbai for the subject security analysis and portfolio management. And then these are the course outcomes. Now, these course outcomes have been framed by us, faculty members. This is not given by the university. This is framed by us, faculty members, keeping in mind the objectives. So here, if you see, we have highlighted the action verbs: identify, distinguish, calculate, formulate, and compare. So these are the action verbs of Bloom's taxonomy that have been used to formulate the course outcomes. And accordingly, identify is understand, so the level is 2. Distinguish is also understand, the level is 2. Calculate is apply, the level is 3. Formulate is level 6, that is create. And then you have compare, that is evaluate, that is level 5. Okay. So again, to repeat, these objectives have taken from the university syllabus. Course outcomes have been framed by us in accordance with the course objectives and also taking into consideration the Bloom's taxonomy. The level ID is from 1 to 6. The lower level is remembering is 1, understand is 2, apply is 3, analysis is 4, evaluate is 5, and create is 6. And then we have taken our program outcomes. This is taken from the NBA manual. So accordingly, these are our course outcome statements, and I have given the level of relationship, okay, as indicated by Moshmi ma'am also. High indicates a high level of correlation, M indicates a medium level of correlation, and L indicates a lower level of correlation. Now in her mapping matrix, I had seen numbers 1, 2, 3. So when you say 1, it is a low level of correlation. When you say 2, it is a medium level of correlation. For example, if you see PO4, I've taken it as M, that is moderately correlated, moderate relationship, that is number 2. And it is high here, so there is high level of relationship between the course outcomes and the program outcomes. Okay, so this is COPO mapping matrix. This is also called as the articulation matrix. And then you have the assessment tools. Now this COPO mapping matrix is done at the beginning when we create our session plan. So accordingly, we have to decide how will we measure the performance of the course outcomes. So again, the tool used to measure the performance of the course outcomes, this also should be decided at the beginning. So when you say CO1, this will be measured through discussion, either case study discussion or a group discussion, presentations, and through Viva mode. Next, we have CO2. This will be done through solving cases and through Viva taken. And CO3, this will be measured through numerical exercises solved in class and also through midterm test. And CO4, again, this will be done through solving cases and assignment method. And CO5, this will be done through a project-based learning method. So this is about the COPO mapping metrics and the various assessment tools used to measure the performance of the outcomes. And next, coming to the evaluation criteria. So we follow the university method of 60 marks for term end examination and 40 marks for CIE. So accordingly, we have the components of CIE, that is midterm test comprising 10 marks, class participation 5, presentation, project work, role play or any other method 15 marks, Viva 5 marks, assignment 10 marks. Now this is at your institute level what is decided by you. So this is what we have adopted. So the same gets reflected here. And then you have the session plan. Okay. So now we have 39 hours of teaching and 1 hour of midterm test, and each session comprising of 1.5 hours, that is 90 minutes duration. So to accommodate 39 hours, we have 27 sessions. I'm sorry. Okay, so accordingly, we have the sessions. So this is as per your discretion. Either you can include it for 2 or 3 sessions together, or you can include it for each and every session. This is at your discretion level. And we have here session objectives of each and every topic taken in the session. What are the topics covered? And what is the reference? We have given the textbook as well as the page number as well as the chapter referred to, and what is a pedagogical tool used. Okay, so if you see there are different pedagogical tools used. So there's a class discussion, we have a chalk and talk method where we are solving problems. There is even using of case studies. Okay, descriptive type questions. So these are the various topics that we will be using. And then the experiential learning for this subject, it would be guest lectures, a field visit, and online tools. Okay, so these are the various tools for experiential learning. Then the textbook used, the reference books, the recommended MOOCs I have taken from Coursera. Okay, now these recommended MOOCs may not be directly related to the subject, but it can provide, you know, supplementary material to provide more understanding of the subject. So accordingly, I have taken those relevant MOOCs. And then we have the reference sites and further reading material. So accordingly, this is your course plan for assignment 1. Okay, so now see, you will just have to work on your course outcomes where you are going to implement Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, and second is this, where you are mapping the course outcomes with your program outcomes. Evaluation criteria is already ready with you. You have been teaching the subject for, if you're teaching the subject for many number of years, so you already know the evaluation criteria. So this is not something what you have to work on. But this session plan, this is what you have to work on, where you're indicating the objective of each and every session. Okay. Now the topics covered is already there with you in the syllabus. The reading material is already there. Pedagogical tools, you already know what you have used. Except this, we are putting it in a formal document, which is called as the course plan for outcome-based education. Okay. So this all has to be brought in one main document. And next, experiential learning, we either have a guest lecture or we have a project report that has to be highlighted. And then, of course, the textbooks, reference books, online MOOCs, and the reference reading material. So all these are part of the assignment 1.
Okay, before we go to the assignment 2, some queries were there in the chat box. We are going to share this Word doc template with you all via mail along with the Google form. There would be an Excel attached so that you get your participant number. There will be this Word doc template also, a blank template. That is a format wherein you have to fill, you have to make your session plan. That is a close plan, and there would be a sample attached which ma'am just presented to you. So both the Word doc will be shared with you.
Participants, do you all have any queries? Do you all have any questions?
So that ma'am can go with the second assignment. This is assignment 1 which she has explained.
Shall we
No
go
queries,
to
ma'am.
Okay, shall we go to assignment 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so our second assignment will be on rubrics. Now, rubrics is another topic which will be taken in the coming sessions. So here again, the same information as indicated in the Google document, where you have the name of the participant, name of the college, mobile number, email ID, and the participant number. And then the rubrics for the course that we would be preparing, the name of the course, program, semester, academic year, institute, name of the faculty member, and the marks allotted for the rubrics. Now, when we are preparing the rubrics, rubrics can be prepared in two ways. Either it can be prepared for the internal assessment tool, or it can be prepared for the program outcomes validation. So now we would be using it for the internal assessment tool. Now we have various modes of internal assessment tool. For example, we have the class test. Now, when we have the class test, different students will write the answer in different ways or may solve the method in different ways. So accordingly, we prepare an answer key. And for each and every step in the answer key, we allot marks. For example, if the formula is written 1 mark, for the method it is 3 marks, and for the conclusion it is 1 mark. So accordingly, based on the answer key, for each and every step we allot marks. So that is the answer key. But when we come to some internal assessment tools, for example, presentations, projects, here there is no right or wrong answer, because we are explaining the scenario, we are explaining the background, and the results may differ from one group to the other. So for this reason, we need to have a sample framework for monitoring the performance of the students with respect to the particular tool. So hence we have to have a rubric which will highlight the various parameters for monitoring the students' performance. So here now we have a 3-level rubric framework. Okay. So now here, this is the assessment tool. Now, as I told you, rubrics can be created either for an internal assessment tool, or it can be prepared for the validation of the program outcome. So here we will be doing a rubric only for the assessment tool. Now, as I told you, we can have assessment tools of midterm test, assignment, viva, projects, presentation, or role plays. Now, when we take midterm test, our answer key is available. So for that, we need not have a rubric. So we can have a rubric for a project, for a presentation, for a role play, where the performance differs. There is no correct or right answer. So accordingly, then the description. Now, for example, if I'm giving a project to students, okay, the project is on a facility layout. So I tell a student to do a survey of a facility layout of a manufacturing company. So the project, the task description will be survey of the facility layout of a manufacturing company. So then accordingly, the assessment tool will be a project. The task description is survey of a facility layout of a manufacturing company. So now here we have to indicate the dimensions for measuring the students' performance. Okay, and these are 3 levels. Now here we have beginning, so you can take it as a low level. So here you have competent, where you can take it as a medium level, and then you have exemplary, which you can take it at a high level. Okay, and now you have to give various dimensions for monitoring the performance of the project. And then this is a standard framework. This is the checklist for monitoring the performance. I will show you an example so you can clearly come to know how it is prepared and executed. And then once you have the checklist, you have to monitor it for a group of students. Now it's a survey of a manufacturing company with respect to layout. So it's a collaborative learning. It's a group activity. So I take the dimensions and I write what are the levels of exemplary performance. That is what is indicated in the performance of a high level student. And I would take a group of students. For example, if they have done the survey of layout of a manufacturing company, for example, chocolate manufacturing company, there are 5 students. So I would take those 5 students here. And with respect to each and every parameter, I would explain the performance of the group. And then I would allot the marks. So this is your template. Okay. Now, when this is filled, it will look like this. Okay. Now, this is a standard template. Okay. I have given the source. Now, this template is a standard template has been prepared by Dr. Daniel D. Stevens. Okay. Now, this is a 3 template. Okay. So where you have low, medium, and high. And this is a template for a presentation. This is an oral presentation template. So if you see here, the first parameter for measuring the performance in the presentation is knowledge and understanding. So knowledge and understanding of the team with respect to the topic. The topic is also given here. changing communities in our city. Okay, so this is the first parameter. Now, with respect to knowledge and understanding, if a student gets low marks, okay, if a student's performance is low, what does this indicate? It indicates that he has used little or less relevant information. He was not able to present in the class and he has done little research. Suppose if a student gets medium marks, okay, then it means that he has knowledge, but he has not given 100% accuracy. There are some minor errors and the research was not presented in the class. But if a student has been excellent with respect to knowledge and understanding, what does it indicate? It indicates that he has created a historical understanding of the topic. He has done full research and all the research done by him was presented in the class. So this is the first parameter with respect to knowledge and understanding. Now, if you see here this 20%, okay. Now here this particular tool, assignment tool carries 15 marks. So if you say 15, 20% of 15 marks gets allotted for knowledge and understanding parameter. So it would be 15 into 20%. Okay, that works up to 3 marks. So here 20% marks has been allotted to knowledge and understanding parameter. Okay. Next, coming to thinking and inquiry. Now, thinking and inquiry is another parameter for measuring the performance of the student. So if a student is of low category, it indicates that he has no analytical structure in his entire presentation. But if there is a competent student, he has made use of the analysis, but it's not fully developed. But if you take an excellent student, he has made an excellent analysis and he has presented it in an analytical way, making use of his conceptual abilities. And this has been allotted 30% of the marks. So if your assessment tool is 15 marks, so 30% into 15, that would be allotted for thinking dimension. And next, coming to communication. So here communication carries 20% of the marks. That is again 15 into 20%. Now this 15 marks, I have taken it as 15 because if you see in my course plan, presentation carried 15 marks. So accordingly, I am mentioning it as 15. So here, if there is a low category, it would say that the presentation has not captured the interest of the audience. The audience has found it confusing. And then coming to a middle level beginner, that is a competent person. So here the presentations are effective, but he has not been able to answer the questions from the audience or questions of the course teacher. And then you have the highest level. So highest level is excellent. So here it indicates that he has responded effectively to the audience questions. So if you see here, we are beginning from low level to high level. So here he has not captured the audience attention. Here he has not answered the questions of the audience. And here he has answered the questions of the audience. So you're moving from a lower scale to a medium scale to a higher scale. So this is a checklist for giving marks to the students. So in advance itself, you're deciding on the parameters, and for each parameter, you're deciding on low level, medium level, and high level. And next, coming the next parameter, use of visual aids. Now here, use of visual aids, here in the low level, the candidate has not used any visual aids. And in the medium level, there is no particular format used. So the use of visual aids was not systematic. But when you come here to high level, he has used visual aids and he has made the audience understand the content used. Coming the next one, presentation skills. Presentation skills consists of 10% of the marks. So low level here is the presenter has not made the audience understand. Medium level, there has been no non-verbal gestures. He has not maintained eye contact. The body language has not been very professional. But here, when it comes to excellent level, high performance, he has maintained eye contact. He has maintained a professional body language, and the audience has been able to understand him. So this is the rubrics. So this is the checklist which is used. This has been used for presentations. So first we need to identify the parameters for the presentation. For example, 15 marks. So if you're awarding 15 marks for a group presentation, how do we award a student 15 marks? So we need to identify the parameters for 15 marks. So we break it down in terms of knowledge understanding, thinking inquiry, communication, use of visual aids, and presentation skills. So once you identify the parameters, the next step is you have to allot marks for each and every parameter. Okay, so if the total marks allotted is 15, 15, so you take it in terms of percentage, or you can just give it 3 or 4 depending on your level of judgment. So here we have 20% marks for knowledge understanding, 30% for thinking, communication is 20%, visual aids is 20%, and presentation skills is 10%. Okay, so this is the maximum marks allotted for this particular parameter. Okay, now once you have identified the parameters, identified the maximum marks for the parameter, the next step is you need to define the low, medium, and high levels. So if you say a student is having low knowledge, what does that low knowledge constitute? The low knowledge constitutes this, what I've highlighted on the screen. Relevant information has not been given. So if you say medium level information, what does that indicate? It indicates this. So if you say a student has shown high level of understanding, high level of knowledge, what does this signify? It signifies this. Similarly, if you say a student has low level presentation skills, this should be present. If you say a student has moderate level presentation skills, then this should be present. So if you say a student has excellent presentation skills, so what should be present? This should be present in the student. So like this, we are making a standardized checklist for each and every assessment tool. Next, coming to the scoring guide. Okay, now this is the tool which has to be prepared before the presentations. Okay, so we have this checklist in mind, and then we see the performance of a student. Okay, now this scoring guide rubric example, again, this is taken from the standard textbook of Dr. D. Stevens. Okay, I've given the reference also. Now here we have the parameter, that is knowledge understanding. 20% of the marks is allotted to knowledge and understanding. Now, when you say exemplary performance, this is a high level of performance, excellent level of performance. Maximum, if a student gets maximum marks, then the student should reflect all these parameters in his presentation. Okay, so hence it's called as exemplary marks. And now here you have the comment section. Okay, now here you can use dummy names. For example, Smita. Okay, let's take my name itself. So during my presentation, okay, I have not mentioned eye contact. So now eye contact. Okay, so when I say no eye contact, it clearly shows. Okay, wait, let me take knowledge and understanding. No eye contact is for presentation skills. Okay, now for example, knowledge and understanding.
Ma'am, we can't hear you. Smita ma'am.
Hello? Hello? Can you all hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am will just get connected again. She faced some network issue. Just give us 2 minutes. Ma'am is rejoining. Smita. Connected. Okay, till the ma'am is getting connected, we have mailed y'all. You can check your respective registered ID. We have mailed y'all the details of the templates in which you all have to submit your assignments. Also the sample what ma'am was presenting, so that you can get the idea of it. Even ma'am will be explaining you all the projects also. So that template as well as the sample we have shared with you all. Also, we have shared with you all the participant number again, so that you can put in the Google form while you are submitting it.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, this assignment or the things that you have told no to put it over there,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be from our college PO and CO, or it can be anything like.
Ma'am, it has to be which you will be using in due course of time in your sessions.
Okay. So it has to be from our college, right?
Ma'am, which you will be using in your teaching.
So
Like you may be, I don't know, you may be associated or adjunct faculty in two colleges. So you can adopt from any of the one college. Or if you are a visiting faculty and they are telling you to do it, so you may be having different subjects. So different colleges, they may have different program outcomes.
So only for one subject we need to do that, or for all
Yes,
subjects?
ma'am. Only one subject.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can pick up, you may be teaching 3-4 subject, you can pick up one subject, and based on that you can make the course plan.
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
Regarding
So
the
you can
rubrics, for how many tools do we have to use this rubrics? Assessment tools?
Ma'am will be explaining you. Ma'am, you can, Smita ma'am, if you are connected.
Yes, ma'am, I have joined. Ma'am, you can do it only for one assessment tool. Okay. Because this creation of rubrics is not easy. It is a bit difficult, but do it for one tool, but do it in a very meticulous way, because rubrics is very important if you are going in for NBA accreditation.
Right. Yes, noted. Thank you.
It can be other than the subject, like it can be for capstone or something.
Yes, you can do your
The rubrics I'm talking about.
yes, you can do rubrics for even your winter projects or summer projects also. For your capstone project also you can do it. But then the rubrics criteria would be different,
Okay.
because it would be 100-mark subject, because here we're talking about 15 marks. So then, so when you do it for a capstone project, it would start right from, topic formulation, then background study, then literature review, objectives, methodology, findings, analysis. So accordingly, you will have to highlight the parameters for rubrics of capstone project. So if you're used to doing it, only then do it. But then if you are doing it for the first time, let us do it for a simple assessment tool. So is my screen visible with respect to rubrics?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so here now, for example, I was giving the example. So here you have to write the comments for students. For example, Smita. Now, knowledge, understanding, for example, there are some errors. So you can write minor errors. Okay, and accordingly, you can assign the marks too. Okay, just remember the marks assigned. Now, you have said there are minor errors. So minor errors come under competent level. So the marks cannot be more than 20% of 15. So just take into consideration that, because we are following rubrics. So we cannot just assign marks randomly. We have to follow the checklist. So when you say minor errors, I come under this category of competent, okay, which is a medium level. So marks cannot be beyond 20% of 15. So 20% of 15 is a maximum marks, and I come in the medium level. So accordingly, you have to put the marks. So like this you can do it for other student also, like for example Natika, like other students of the groups. Now some of you may not want to take the students actual names, so you can mention dummy names, but let us do it systematically, so that it will help us for adopting outcome based education. So like this. Now
How many
similarly,
students are we supposed to be doing this?
see, you can take maybe a batch of 5 students, okay, 5 students in a group. So you could replicate it for 3 groups.
Hello, I have a
Okay.
concern here.
Yes.
Now, this is the month of May. The second semester students have proceeded for their internship, and the
Yes.
senior students are almost placed. So, how do we go about it for an MBA program?
See, ma'am, you already have done
what I had done for the first semester. Can I
yes.
use this?
Yes, you can see. Normally, what we have done for first semester, we would have just given them total marks, isn't it? But we will be having our own parameters for giving the marks to students. For example, the presentation slides, the visual appeal, the professionalism shown, the communication skills, knowledge content. So we have our own parameters. Okay. And we have maximum marks for those parameters. But what we have not done is we have not defined low, medium, and high levels. So that has not been done. So that we can do it now. Correct?
So I can take the data from the previous assessment and use it using here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Take the latest completed academic semester because the performance of students will be fresh in our mind.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome, ma'am. So let me just go back to the thing again. Okay. So, yes. So like this, you have to write the comments for a group of students. Now, group of students can be based on your level, based on the formation of groups at your institute, either 5 or 3 or 2. Okay. So accordingly, this has to be done. Just remember the marks assigned. Now, whatever comment you're writing for the performance of a student, it should be in line with these parameters of low, medium, and high. And the marks cannot be beyond the percentage indicated in the checklist. Okay. Any clarifications required for this assignment?
Rubrics.
And we are having a session on rubrics in the coming days. So then again, it will be very clear.
Yeah, after that it may be clear. Correct.
Yes, after that will be very clear because what I've shared with you is a standard template. Okay. So let us go to the project.
Yes, Dr. Reena, you had a query? Dr.
Yes,
Reena?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So regarding the rubrics that ma'am has shared now, so my query is like generally when we take presentations and like if we are taking group presentations, so in terms of visual and the content, it will remain same for all. But when students are like presenting, each one of them are coming and presenting. So their hand movements, their gestures, and their communication may vary. So like how do we go about it then?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, see, with respect to your query, let me go back to the checklist again. Okay. Now, see here, for example, now when you say knowledge and understanding. Hello.
We cannot see your screen.
Yes,
Is not
yes, I will share it. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Now, for example, now this is a group presentation. Okay. Now here, now for example, when you're talking about knowledge and understanding of the particular topic. Okay. Now the information is on the slide, but the student is presenting something else. So what he is speaking is not relevant to the slide. Okay. So that will come under knowledge and understanding. Correct. Now, when you take use of visual aids, this may be a common parameter for the entire group, correct? But when you talk about presentation skills, this is individual based. Knowledge understanding is individual based. Now on the presentation, we have only points mentioned. So when the student is explaining his logical thinking process, that is again based on individuals. It is not based on the group. Similarly, with respect to communication skills also.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you so much.
So yes, let's come to the next one. Okay, so this is for the ICT tools for outcome-based education. When you see the list of files to be prepared for NBA, they have the list of I files and P files. And in that, the P files, one important file is program-specific improvements. So now the syllabus is given by the university, and this is a time-bound syllabus. But to attain the program outcomes, we have to adopt certain additional value-added courses, certain additional tools to make certain improvements in the program so that there is no gap, there is no curricular gap. So for this reason, our project is on adoption of ICT tools for outcome-based education to make improvements in the program curriculum. So here we have given a list of 5 tools, either Padlet, I have even given the link, Mentimeter, Kahoot, Quizzes, Render Forest, or you could use any ICT tools. Okay, so we have mentioned 5, you can use any ICT tools. So out of this 5 ICT tools or any tool of your choice, you have to use 3 tools and prepare a project report. Okay, so now again, this is the parameter which is shared in the Excel sheet. I'm sorry, which is shared in the Google form, which has already been shown by Dr. Natika. And then you have the cover page, name of the course, semester, academic year, batch, name of the faculty, name of the institute, and we have to prepare a report on 3 ICT tools. So this is the format. It should have these headings: introduction, the purpose of using the tool, the description of the task, methodology, screenshots, web link, and the outcomes of using the tool. Similarly for ICT tool 2 and ICT tool 3. So this report has to be prepared. So accordingly, I have made a sample report. So here I have taken my subject operations management, which is a semester 1 subject. So this I have taken for the academic year 21-22. So batch should be 21-23. Then what is the task all about? The students had to prepare a facility layout model. Okay, they had to construct a 3D model of a facility layout. It could either be a manufacturing industry or it could be a service industry. They had to prepare the 3D model, upload it on MS Teams, and next they had to shoot a video explaining the production process, explaining the type of layout. So first they had to do a model. That was the first activity. And second, they had to shoot a video highlighting the process and the type of layout. So they had to upload the 3D model as well as the video on MS Teams. So this was an ICT tool used. So accordingly, I've written the introduction. I've written the description of the task. Okay. And then the objectives of the activity and the methodology used and what was the evaluation criteria. Okay, and these are the screenshots. So if you see here, the channel has been created for the subject operations management, and the students had we had made a folder to upload all the video models which were given by students. And then this is the individual screenshots of the 3D model constructed by students here. And then this since this was uploaded on an app, there was no web link, but I had given another activity for another subject to students to create a Padlet. Okay, for the subject global financial markets. So like this, if you're doing a Padlet for global financial markets, so you create the Padlet, okay, and you give the web link. Okay, so here I have a demo. I've shown you two tools. One is use of MS Teams for the 3D model of facility layout, where there was a video being shown as well as the model which was being constructed. And this was the Padlet activity, which was done for a different subject, that is global financial markets. And then the outcomes of the activity. So this report has to be done for 3 ICT tools. Okay, so here I have used MS Teams platform for an activity. I have shown you about Padlet, and you could use it for any one of the tools. Okay, the 5 tools have been given to you. Five tools have been given: Padlet, Mentimeter, Kahoot, Quizzes, Render Forest. You can use any of the ICT tools of your choice. So this is about the project. Any clarifications required? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So that's it from my end.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your such a wonderful explanation with regards to the submission of assignment and projects. I hope it is clear with all the participants. So you can utilize the balance time now. We still have half an hour to go for working on your assignment, which assignment 1, it's already done today. So it may be, fresh in your mind. So you may work on assignment 1. Assignment 2, we have rubrics, which is on Wednesday. That is day 4 on 10th of May. That time you can get more, insights and more knowledge about it. And project submission, you can start working on it if you have used any ICT tools which we have mentioned, or apart from that you have liberty for any of the ICT tools, but it should be actually worked out by you, and it should be given in a report format, the way we have sent you the template. If you just see your mail now, there are 7 attachment in your mails. When I say 7 attachment in the mails, the first attachment is wherein participant list, that will help you to see once again, cross check your name and your institute name and your participant number, which you need to put while submitting your assignment, project and your quiz. The second attachment is sample ICT tools, which you might have used, or which you will be using, maybe just to test your some of the new learnings of ICT in due course of time of this FDP. And the next is template ICT. When I say template ICT, it is the actual template in which you will be working for submission of your project, and that template you will be sending to us for your project. ICT tool for OBE is your project. Then there is a template for rubrics. That is the actual template in which you will be making your rubrics and submitting. Sample rubrics is for your understanding, which ma'am presented. Then there is a template for course plan in which you will actually work for your assignment. And there is a sample close plan. So this attachment we have shared with you all, sample as well as the template in which you will be working for your respective assignments and project, and you will be uploading in that Google link which we have shared with you all. I hope the submission is clear with you all, and assignment 1 to some extent is clear. Assignment 2, when the rubric take place, maybe things may be more clear. And project, since 3 years we are using it, it should be clear to all the participants. Why we have given specifically those ICT tools is when we talk like pandemic has taught us to use many ICT tools. So it is a new learning for us. We should not just restrict ourselves that I will be using those tools only if I am teaching online. We all have labs, computer labs in our colleges. Maybe the batch size is pretty much big enough compared to the lab size. We can take the students in batches, and one of the ICT tools we can use with them in the lab in the college itself during the session, at least that hands on also simultaneously take place. So you can have a blend of your classroom, your paper and your chalk and your board way of teaching, as well as you can take it through the online ICT tools as well, because NEP talks about ICT based curriculum, ICT based teaching pedagogy to be used in the teaching learning process. So we thought like you can still keep those things live even if we are not going for an online teaching methodology, but at least you can still keep yourself updated. You can use those pedagogy in your teaching learning process. I hope the submissions are clear. Yes, Vati ma'am.
When you talk about the quizzes, like, so we need
We
to
will be
put screen.
explaining. Quizzes, acha. Yes, ma'am. Screenshot one or two, if you put, it would be an evidence. Like you have taken
So
it when your students are taking with you.
If I have taken online, in classroom quizzes, so like I can take the PPT screenshots that I have used.
Ma'am, classroom quiz means when the students were there in the campus with you, or during the online you are talking about?
No. When they were there with me in the class.
Ma'am, that you can put but ma'am, the PPT will not give the actual feel the students were taking that quiz. We want to have that screenshot. Like for example, suppose if you are taking quizzes, right? Quizzes.com, that is one of the ICT tools for taking the quiz. So if, for example, you are taking that and student is there in the lab and they have that browser of quizzes.com in front of the screen, that gives the evidence the student has actually used that platform. You have used that tool in your session.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
And as per the information and instruction from the GAD-TLC, submission of assignment, submission of your projects is mandate. We will be also explaining you all in due course of time about the quiz. Quiz will be taken for 40 marks. It will be MCQ based. And we will also be giving you all detailed guidelines about it, how and which platform it will be and when it would be taken. All these we will be also informing you. And tomorrow's session is in Zoom platform. We have shared the Zoom meeting link also with you all.
Ma'am, one more question. We
Yes,
can
ma'am.
use any of the ICT tools other than mentioned here?
Yes, ma'am. It's mentioned in that template that any other ICT tools you can use, whichever you are comfortable, you have used, you think it's going to supplement your teaching learning process. You can use that also.
Okay, thank you.
And we have also indicated in that objective. See, when I use a particular ICT tool, there is an objective behind it. Why I am using that tool? What will be the learning outcome? So we have indicated that also in our template, that please write what made you think that this particular ICT tool is advisable to be used in your session. And the link, we need the link also. So GAD-TLC would check that landing link also which you are giving in your Word doc. So please provide the appropriate one so that the landing screen also we can see. Like for example, Kahoot, when you give that link, hyperlink URL, when you give with a code which gives, Please provide those things. So they are going to assess all these evidences, which submissions, what you all are going to provide. So please give proper link and give it the open access. Yes, Prathamesh sir. Yes, Prathamesh sir. Prathamesh sir, can you hear me?
Natika ma'am,
Yes, yes,
there
ma'am.
is a query asked by Dr. Arvind. Arvind sir, if you could raise the query.
Like we are okay, ICT schools.
Arvind sir, Dr. Arvind. Like he has raised a query, ma'am. Like they are having an online app in the institution, which they use for collecting quizzes and assignments. So if he has used it for that subject, can he? I think he can make a report on that one tool.
Yeah, one tool, sir, it can be, but for other tools, you can, explore or come out of that app and you can explore. So one tool you can submit based on that. Another two tools you can take from the list which we have given in the template. Those lists are there because some participants are indicating to repeat the list. It's already there in the mail, the sample what we have provided. It's there in that. So one you can use from it, and balance two you can take from list or any other tool which you are comfortable. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Nikita,
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
I just wanted to
Actually, ma'am,
ask,
we
like,
have
we can
the past
submit a
data
tool which we have used
for,
in the
you can
past,
say,
because
Mentimeter and
actually our
Kahoot.
students are going
Ma'am,
to.
ma'am, there is a double voice coming from your end.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now
Yeah.
it is clear.
Ma'am, we have the past data of 2020. So you would be requiring recent data.
Yes, ma'am. Better in past 1 year. Like you can restrict at least up to May 22.
Okay. So, ma'am, right now we have to create and then circulate to the students.
Ma'am, better what you can do is you can create a quiz, maybe, of roughly 10 questions and circulate amongst your students. Just we don't need a big sample size, maybe a 15, 20 sample size is also enough for it.
Okay, okay. No
Ma'am,
problem. Thank you.
what I understand for like B schools, still the exams are on for some of the undergrads, except for the BCom. For some of the self-financing courses, still the exams are on and pending. So we can just get connected with our students, 15, 20 students, and we can just take small quiz with them of 15, 20 minutes of the any ICT tools which you want to still work or which you couldn't or which you want to explore, you can do with them. So it would be a hands-on learning, fresh learning for you, ma'am. Now.
Okay, sure, ma'am. We can do that. No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, you can do
Ma'am,
it
can
with your, we can not necessary with students, you can do it with your faculty members also. Like you can take based on some outcome based education, some 5-10 questions with them. Quizzes, we are taking it to understand the platform. So you need not do it with your students also. I can do it relevant to any of my teaching or any of the outcome based education or any of the research methodology questions with my teaching fraternity, and I can work on that platform also. It need not be students specifically. Idea is that you why you think later on you can implement with your students. Idea is why you think this particular tool is apt for that particular teaching process. So right now if you want to get familiar with that platform, if you are unable to do with the students, one you can do with your teaching fraternity, and two you can do with your students. Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
my
Yes.
question is,
Yes, Sonu ma'am.
uh, hello,
Masuma
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Uh,
yes, ma'am.
Hi.
My question is like now we have to complete the two assignments and again the project. Like for example, if I'm completing the first assignment that is a course plan by taking into consideration one of the subject which I have taught for the MMS. And the second is like for example, if I'm taking the if I'm completing the project that is ICT tools for OB taking into consideration the BMS students. So is it okay or everything should
Yes,
be
yes,
only
yes, ma'am. It not necessary all is same. It can be different streams.
okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, my question was regarding the unavailability of students only.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. So as I said, now we can just get connected with the students just online for 15-20 minutes. Or ma'am, you can send to them on the WhatsApp group, like the Kahoot code, you can send them on the WhatsApp group if they have, or you can send it to one student and let other students share it with their classmates. So with 5-10 students also, ma'am, we can test.